us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOPTV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOPTV, Voice of the People Television.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Lovisha Nelson One, your number one celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Uyi Society is my name. I am a friend of the microphone, Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging, picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV, live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Join Moses, Chukuma, and Fina on Voice of the People TM. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz.
Welcome, guys. The show is Hashtags right here on VOP TV. My name is Vivian Oguche, and this is where we're going to tell you all things trending and all things topical. And you know how we do it, right? In case this is not your first time here, we bring you breaking news, and then if there are follow-ups to this breaking news that we had treated previously, we follow up these stories. That's how we do it. So it's a holistic kind of thing, and we go the whole 9 yards. Well, if this is your first time, accept a very warm welcome from us. I say us because I'm not flying solo. I got my co-anchor here.
Hi, Vivian.
Hi.
I'm Ikechukwu Agwago. And good evening and welcome to Hashtag. Because this is where you get the answers to the question, what's trending? And if, like Vivian said, if it's your first time, you're welcome to where everything happens. Across the world, we bring you the latest of stories. Of course, follow it up till it ends. And of course, once again, I say enjoy yourself, strap in because Vivian is about to take us on a very long ride.
Well, it's not just Vivian, it's Seyi, it's a collabo. All right, if you're game, guys, let's get the show on the road. We begin with hashtag Wole Soyinka. We're talking about the Nobel laureate. Nobel laureate, he was the first African ever to bag this title, right? So when he talks or when he coughs, it's a big deal. People sit up and listen. So today he's all over the net. He actually, for a very first time in a long time, broke the net, and people are responding to him positively, but in some cases negatively. You do remember that not too long ago, the US had banned him from entering their country until some things are sorted, and Wole Soyinka was so bitter about it. That was the last time he made headlines. Well, today again, he's making headlines because he's berating the first son of the nation. Is there a title like that? Well, correct me if there's not. I'm talking about Seyi Tinubu. So the Nobel laureate, Wole Soyinka, who is Seyi Tinubu's father's friend, is saying that his armed security escort is excessive, right? I know you've been hearing this gist, but we're coming at it from a different angle. So let me take you to X now. So you take a look at the first post that's going to introduce us to the video you're about to listen to. So that's it. Yaba Left Online says President Tinubu didn't have to send the Air Force and military to stop the coup in Benin. He should have sent his son, Seyi Tinubu, instead. Professor Wole Soyinka berates Seyi Tinubu's use of heavy security. This is sarcasm of the highest order. Take a listen.
The Air Force and the military to deal with this particular insurrection, this threat to our own sense of security and equilibrium. No, there are easier ways of doing it. Let me tell you where Tinubu should have looked for forces to quell that insurrection. Right here in Lagos, right here, or in Abuja perhaps, I don't know. But there was no need to call the military or the Air Force. I'll tell you what happened. On one of my home visits, this about 2 months ago, I was coming out of a hotel and I saw what looked like a film set. And I said, oh, they're shooting a film. That was on the grounds of this hotel. And a young man detached himself from the actors, came over and greeted me, very polite, very nice young man. And I said, are you shooting somebody? I said, I'm just joking. Are you shooting a film? He said, no. And I looked around. There was nearly a whole battalion occupying the grounds of that hotel, in Ikoyi, right here. So I got back in my car and I asked the driver who that young man was. And he told me. And I saw this SWAT team, a mixture. They were at least heavily armed, at least some 15 or so heavily armed to the teeth security personnel. Looked sufficient to take over a small country, neighboring city like Benin. And I think the next time the president should just call and say, Seyi, go and quell the rebellion over there. I was so astonished that I started looking for the National Security Advisor. I said, track him down for me. I think they got him somewhere in Paris, but I was with the president. He was at a meeting. And I said, I've just seen something I can't believe, I don't understand. And I described the scene to him. I said, do you mean that a child of the head of state goes around with an army for his protection or whatever? I couldn't believe it. Later on, I did some investigative journalism and I inquired, and I found that apparently this is how this young man goes around with his battalion, his heavy armed soldiers. Of course, the road was cleared before his car went out. I stayed until it seemed he was leaving. So next time there's an insurrection, I think the president should just call that young man and say, come on, put
Wow, this is heavy. Did you catch that part where he said he did some investigative journalism?
Absolutely.
Interestingly, there is an organization called the Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism.
Okay.
I guess that was a dig
Yeah.
that was named after him. But hey, what do you make of this? This is heavy, right?
Very heavy.
Yeah.
It just shows that we are not a forward-thinking people. The way our leaders particularly think. Because, I mean, when you have a situation like this, insecurity, it should be big business for people who run private security.
Mm.
And naturally, even in advanced, sane climes, you get to see government officials don't even go with policemen. They don't go with military men. Military men are the least you ever find in any convoy. You don't get to see them at all. Even if you get to see a policeman or a DSS, in this case, the FBI, even if you get to see one person, who will be coordinating the other teams, we don't get to see these guys in that number. Talk more of the son of the president who's got no constitutional backing to any of these attachments, right?
So you talked about the FBI.
Mm.
So let's move this to other clients. Yeah, the children of a president will be entitled to their own escorts, right? Say the FBI.
No, they can actually get a private security.
But in some cases, it's the FBI.
They can get just one person who would be, going with the more like a personal security guard, personal security detail. But this is not the case now.
But in some cases, they have the FBI.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I use the case of the DSS, which in this case the FBI. One person will, be with that particular.
So the crux of the matter now is the excessive armed escort.
Yes, you heard him say SWAT, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they also have SWAT in other climes too. So you get SWAT, you get police, you get the military. You also have DSS, and not just one. You have them maybe in a team of 5, 4, different across different security outfits. Then going after you. I mean, going with you. It doesn't even make any sense. Where you have these people, where you have they actually have a good use somewhere else where there's imminent danger. You have the money to actually hire, the biggest private security. We have private security companies in this country.
In fact, some people have been saying that this is the season for private security organizations to thrive.
You make a lot of
now
money.
that they are withdrawing police escorts from VIPs. But hey, let's talk about it. Why do you think the Nobel laureate said what he said? Now, this looks like a fora where he was going to be awarded. Because he saw that man standing beside him with an award. It looked like they were going to give him an award. And he seized the opportunity to say what he wanted to say. Who does that remind you of? It's only Obasanjo that would do stuff like this. Why do you think he actually said what he said? He probably must have thought it over seriously before he said what he said.
So Wole Soyinka is like a father to Seyi. I mean, no ramification. This is what they can actually tell him in the closet.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Yes, I mean, for people who really know Wole Soyinka, I mean, whatever it is you want to attach to his name in recent time, you also want to believe that. You also want to agree with the fact that this man is a fighter. He has always been an agitator, right? I mean, he was one of the few persons who actually seized, the radio broadcasting Radio Nigeria during the Biafran Civil War to trying to force the government to end the war. He was one of those persons who was very outspoken against the government. He's always been, right? And that's why a lot of persons were calling him out that, I mean, it's the turn of your friend. Why are you not speaking? So this is the Wole Soyinka everyone is always known. Okay. So it's not surprising that he's actually saying this, right?
All right.
And I don't think the first son or the president will see or take this. I think it's going to be they'll welcome this better from someone like him and as against it coming from someone else, because it's more like a family. And when he speaks, stuff like this, I think they'll most likely want to listen.
But I'm sure they'll be wondering, maybe like, why didn't he say it silently? Because this is one of the biggest headlines in the country right now. And netizens are reacting. So let me take you back to X so you see how netizens are responding to hashtag Wole Soyinka. So senior copywriter Chinedu Jr. Ihekwa said they have stopped paying him. That's why he's saying the truth. Trust Soyinka at your own peril. Aliu Isa Mohammed says at his level, Wole Soyinka should learn to respect himself and mind his business. He ought to know the kind of words appropriate to address the president with and the kind that are completely out of place. There are more reactions. Let's continue to take a look at them. So, Idrissa says, this is just Seyi. Then imagine what his other sons and daughters have. And I heard Seyi is so influential in his father's cabinet. If you have Seyi with you, everything is possible. Teze24 says, okay now, sub don't finish. I beg you, all these theatrics. So you see how netizens are
Yeah.
responding to this? It's a mixed bag.
Yeah, because like I said, a lot of persons were expecting him to actually be the same person they've known him. Then it felt like he has changed, and now he's coming back to the same person. So it felt like, okay, is there something going on? But really, this is the Wole Soyinka, people who really know for it. But I'm really surprised that Aliyu Isa would actually told the line he actually told.
Yeah.
And this is exactly why I look at Nigerians sometimes. I say Nigerians are very cold-blooded. You know, we don't even react to things, and that's exactly why we continue to have leaders that we have.
Well, this is not the end of that hashtag. There's another post I would like for you to take a look at that's going to lead us to the next video you're about to see, because President Tinubu actually is reiterating his instructions for police escorts to be withdrawn from VIPs amidst protestations from senators and the elite. He's still insisting. In fact, he said if you are a minister and your assignment deserves for you to have a police escort, you should get clearance from him, the president, and then he's going to talk to the interior minister as well as the IGP. He said all of that in the video you're about to watch. But let's take a look at the post first that's going to lead us to the video, shall we? It is still hashtag Wole Soyinka. So the Punch newspaper says Tinubu restates police withdrawal from VIPs and directs Shetima to lead ranch initiative. I beg your pardon, this is actually hashtag President Bola Tinubu. Says Tinubu restates police withdrawal from VIPs, directs Shetima to lead ranch initiative. President Bola Tinubu on Wednesday reaffirmed his order to pull police officers off VIPs and return them to core policing. Take a listen.
I second. And I called on the IG, and I hope the Minister for Police Affairs is here. So if you have any problem of security because of the nature of your assignment, please contact the IGP and get my clearance. The Minister for Interior should liaise with IGP and the civil defense structure to replace those police officers who are on special security duties, so that you don't leave people exposed. NSA and DSS to provide further information and form themselves into a committee and review the structure. It should be effected. We face challenges here and there of kidnapping and terrorism. We need all the forces that we can utilize. I know some of our people are exposed. I understand that we have to make exceptional provision for them, and the civil defense are equally armed. And I want to know that from NSA to arm our forest guards too. Take it very seriously. Okay. Again, especially livestock reform, I think the Vice President.
All right, so we are not focusing on the livestock reform, but he talked about the forest guards being armed. I know you've always been a proponent of arming groups or outfits like the Amoteku, you know, security outfit.
Village hunter.
So do you think it's proper for the forest guards to be armed? And are you now going to remove them from the forest to now start guarding VIPs? Or what's he saying, basically?
No. I think what he's saying basically is the civil defense should replace the police. Why the forest guards will replace the civil defense, because many of these
That's the impression you got.
Yes.
You didn't say it like
no,
that.
No. Because many of these civil defense side guys are actually, either guiding pipelines in the forest or doing some very funny things, that they are not supposed to do. So this is what I got from what he was saying, because he actually highlighted that we're facing issues with kidnapping and terrorism. I thank God I didn't hear the word banditry, because it's irritating to hear. But I mean, it's actually cool that he said those two words, kidnapping and terrorism, and then he talked about the NSA and civil defense and forest guard. So let's hope that the NSA would actually take it as the president said, then arm these guys, give them what's it. But again, right, I also find it very difficult to see why it's difficult for these people who, talking about people who run the country, particularly our security, the security of this country, not to understand that, now everything now falls back to the NSA. He's going to actually be calling the final shot. He's going to be the person who will be tasked to give clearance as regards to how they're going to be posted, as against, allowing the state governors to actually, man their forests, and then bring their own locals to actually be in charge of their forest. Then the NSA will provide arms, and then you run the chain, through the governor of the state. At least that way is going to be effective, because the governor and the people is going to be bringing understand the terrain. It's going to be easier for them to actually pull. But then
that's the level of synergy that's happening at the moment.
Because we'll definitely most likely be seeing people being posted from maybe a Kogima will go guide Anambra, and Anambra man will be tasked to go guide the forest in Zamfara, where they understand almost nothing, and it's going to be quite difficult.
Well, let's find out if netizens are towing the line Ikechukwu is towing at the moment. How are they responding to hashtag President Tinubu and his reiteration of removing or withdrawing police escorts from VIPs? Shall we do it? Let's go back to X now as we take a look at the responses. So we've seen that. Abidemi says, that'll be Akpeno Abidemi says, all hail our president, prosperity for all. And Pet God One says, good move from Mr. President. But Andy now says, I hope his son is included. And he's talking about... Absolutely. So those are the reactions. But well, it looks like people are impressed with the president.
Yeah, I mean, it's an impressive move. But like Annie said, Annie rather said, it's very important that, if your son, who is actually constitutionally not given this, who is not an elected person, or who is not even appointed constitutionally, can actually have this access, then of course it means that the people who are constitutionally backed to actually get these things because you actually appointed them should have it. Then if you must strip them of it, ask them to go get clearance, then of course it should actually start way down to the first family, where you alone who okay, maybe your wife, because I mean the wife of the president is the president, so but then every other person should actually get private security, or at least minimize their details. I mean, Nigerians actually, the life of Nigerians is the most paramount at this point. If your family is safe and the entire country is not safe, the country is not safe.
Yeah. So I think it's safe for us to wrap up this particular hashtag on that note. We'll move on now to the next one, which is hashtag Senator Natasha. So today, the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, read out the names of senators celebrating their birthday. And when he got to Senator Natasha Oduagan's turn, he now paused and laughed. And the red chamber just erupted into laughter and all. And I'm like, if she was there, how would she feel? But hey, we are not focusing on that, right? Right after that, she also posted a video of how she celebrated her own birthday, and netizens are reacting. But first, let's take a look at the post that's going to lead us to the video of Senator Akpabio talking about the birthday celebrants. Chuk says, Senate bursts into sarcastic laughter and murmurs as Senate President Akpabio announces birthday of distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduanga amid field. Take a listen.
Distinguished senators will be celebrating their birthdays on the 9th day of December 2025, except the Senate President. One of those born today is distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, GCON, President of the Senate. Yes. Who is not celebrating his birthday? Thank you. The other one is distinguished Senator Jaribe A. Jaribe, And then you have another person, distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. On behalf of the Senate, I wish the distinguished senators aforementioned happy birthday, long life, prosperity, peace of mind and body, and many more years of service to our fatherland. This is signed by the President of the Senate.
All right. So, I mean, Ikechukwu was just all cracked up here. What's funny? I mean, okay, why were you laughing? But isn't it ironical that these two lovely senators are birthday mates?
I was about to
It's
say
amazing. And
that's why they really love themselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, it explains it. Why, they are actually acting the way they are acting. I no go agree. The energy is actually the same. So,
it's
but
funny.
It's actually good. I saw the senator, the Senate president, took his time before he mentioned that.
Yeah.
At some point, he looked at like, if I not talk this thing now, it was very funny.
I know, right? Very funny. But hey, Senator Natasha also put up a video telling Nigerians how she celebrated her own birthday. So this is what she did. She built a house for one of her in-laws, right? And this is the very funny thing about this particular in-law she built a house for, right? He's a handyman, or he does the POP in buildings and all. He is a relative to her ex-husband. But Senator Natasha said even after the relationship with her ex-husband went south, this particular relative continued to treat her well, with respect, and continued to be an uncle to her children, the children she bore for her ex, who is a relative to this person she built a house for. But she also said she built houses for a number of her aides, and it's big deal. Netizens are responding to what she did. But hey, let's put up a post, or shall we? Let's just take a listen to Senator Natasha tell us the story herself.
Hello everyone, this is Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan representing Kogi Central. Today is my 46th birthday, and celebrating in a big way. I decided to build 6 houses for each of my legislative aides. So we have already commissioned 2 houses, one for Hamza Lamisi in OK local government, another for Etudai Salami in Adavi, and right now we're in Okene local government. And this particular house, look at it over there, is special. There's a special story behind it, and the owner of the house doesn't know that the house belongs to him, so we're going to capture his surprise together. And his name is Abdul Babamba. He's actually an uncle to my children. I was married to his relative, and even though the marriage failed, that's my ex, Abdul remained committed to me. He's always cared for me and the children, even before I met my husband now. And then he's been very special, and he's an integral part of my team. And then he's worked with me, even though he's a legislative aide. He also couples up with conducting paint works, and he does POP works as well. So we contracted him to build this house as well, and he doesn't know the house belongs to him. So in order to get him here, we told him to come over and fix the POP that we noticed some of the work wasn't good enough. So he's in the house now. He doesn't know the house is for him, and he built it like he also helped build the other 2. It's so interesting. So he doesn't have any of his family members here because, like we said, this is a surprise. But the few of us who have been driving around commissioning the projects, look at us. So let's go into the house. We'll just surprise him. No. Yes, let's go into this house. It's a 3-bedroom house. Yeah. This is a surprise. Yeah. Can we have someone hold my phone, please? Can we have someone hold my phone?
Hello. Hello.
Oh, no, okay, no, not this way. Make sure you capture everything. When I'm speaking, I want to capture his expression. Do you understand? No, it's better he knows, because he knows the person, he knows the video. Do you understand? Augustina, make sure you focus. Is he around? Is he here?
He has been working. He's working.
Where's the worker here? Where's the worker here? Who is having the POP work?
POP man.
Where's head of POP?
Press the camera because of the reaction. Just start your camera.
Continue to let the video roll. The picture is going to continue to roll because you're going to see the expression of the POP man. You see him in the shower. That's him coming there, looking very casual, kneeling to greet Senator Natasha. And apparently her husband is with her because the POP man is good, which actually her in-law, even though she's not together with his relative, he's going to go greet Senator Natasha's husband. That's him kneeling and saying thank you after she told him that the house belongs to him. He was very emotional. He actually started crying at some point, and some people were saying, "Haba, man, they cry," and all of that. That's him crawling to Senator Natasha's husband to greet him and say, thank you and all. But it's big deal, right, Ikechukwu?
It's a lot. Integrity pays. I'm just imagining, using him using substandard products materials to build the house. And eventually it is.
But he didn't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
You're just imagining.
Yes.
That's why whatever you do is good to do it. Right?
And for her to actually do this, it means he's trustworthy. He's been doing lots of projects like this. That's why she's confident enough to award her this contract to build other houses. Like she said, not just his house. So he's built other houses. Christmas came early for him. It's beautiful to see. Congratulations, man. You're now, wow, that's
very emotional.
Yeah.
But how about the angle of the fact that he used to be her in-law, and when she parted ways with her ex, who is his relative, he still stood by her, continued to take care of her, and be an uncle to her children.
She's a good person, obviously.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it means. And this man is someone who understands that beyond whatever it is, the children is a testament that we are now family. So even if the husband is no longer there, something will always bring us together. And the children is more as whoever the father of those kids is to her is same what those children will be to him. So I think the guy's really done a lot.
He's a proud owner of a house right now.
It's difficult in this particular time where things can be quite difficult. And building a house like this is a lot, status just changed overnight.
Yeah, overnight. And things like that, they happen once in a while. But like you said, Christmas came early.
Very early.
This is an 11th hour miracle, I can tell you.
And what a way to celebrate your birthday.
It's just beautiful. What a way to celebrate. It's a good thing she's celebrating her birthday like this. But netizens are reacting, right? Why don't we go back to X so you see what netizens are saying about Senator Natasha's gesture. It is hashtag Senator Natasha. Simple said the complexity of the story behind their relationship is what made this super duper special. Even after her marriage ended with his relatives, he still had a personal relationship with her. Some folks will look at this unkindly because oftentimes than not, relatives are just expected to do the same a sort of dysfunctional loyalty kind of thing. That's why it's always advisable to have your own thoughts and not be pressured by a makeshift form of loyalty or other pressures. Truly, truly deserved. Bia Paul says it's all politics. Citizen Kelvin says to every artisan, bricklayer, POP guy, driver, cook reading this, do your work well. Someone is watching. Your reward can come from the most unexpected place, which is what you have said earlier on, Ikechukwu.
Truly. You know, the other person who talked about, you know, loyalty, it's a
That's
lot.
simple?
Really. Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very
Simply
big.
simple, yeah.
Because most times when stuff like this happen, the family just distance from, you know, the woman or the man. I mean, we basically have nothing again. Even the kids, they will barely not, you know, look at the kids. In some cases, the kids will be with the father, and then, you know, the mother or the mother people can just come visit once in a while. It's just going to be all that. But
dysfunctional.
Yeah, very dysfunctional. But in this case, I really understand a lot, you know, why people actually do this. But in this case, I just want to believe that this is a testament to Senator Natasha's character as a person. Because if she's not actually a good person, I don't think this dude will
want to hang around.
Want to hang around. I don't think so.
Yes,
but,
so congratulations to the POP guy. I'm sorry we forgot your name, but we just got carried away by your very beautiful story. And happy birthday to Senator Natasha. What a good way to celebrate, ma'am.
I think she mentioned Hamza.
Hamza is his name? Yeah. Good memory, Ikechukwu. Well, on that note, we wrap this particular one up. We move on to the next hashtag. And gosh, this totally wipes the smile off of your face. It is hashtag Benue. So you do know that when US President Donald Trump had threatened to come into Nigeria to quell terrorism if this administration or President Tinubu's administration didn't get its acts together, it was Representative Riley Moore of the U.S. Congress and Senator Ted Cruz, you know, who were at the forefront of this whole thing, and they came up with a claim that there was a genocide in Nigeria that was targeting Christians. Now, Rep. Riley Moore said Donald Trump sent him to Nigeria to do the legwork and find out for himself exactly what's going on. He traveled to Benue and he went straight to the spot where this whole thing was happening. He didn't say there was bad road or whatever. He went there and he went to the IDP camps and he talked with the victims of terrorism. He put up this post and netizens, of course, reacted. But first, let's take a look at the post he put up and a very touching picture as well. This is it. Rep. Riley M. Moore says, while in Benue, I met with dozens of Christians who were driven from their homes and subjected to horrific violence and now live in IDP camps, IDP being internally displaced persons camps. They're told harrowing stories that will remain with me for the rest of my life. One woman was forced to watch as they killed her husband and 5 children. She and her unborn child barely escaped. Another woman's family was murdered in front of her and her baby was ripped from her womb. There's another part of the post. Let's take a look at it. And then he says, one man's family was hacked to death in front of his eyes and his arm was permanently mangled. There are more than 600,000 Christians in IDP camps in Benue State alone. 600,000 Christians. And then he wraps it up by saying these Christians should be able to live in their ancestral homeland without fear of genocidal Fulani. So he's putting a name and a face to it.
Absolutely, because that's what they told him.
That's what exactly.
Yes, that's what the victims told him. They know who did what.
Oh,
yes.
You mean, well, we don't know for sure if it was the victims that told him.
Who?
Or if it was the government that told him. He didn't say.
See, the truth
So can we place it?
But the truth is, Riley Moore would definitely ask who did it. He's definitely going to ask who did it. And they will say, this is the people who did it.
Yeah, but an investigation must be carried out. You see?
True, I agree.
And an investigation is ongoing.
And it's before Riley Moore, right? A lot of persons have actually, these people have been naming who, you know, the attackers are. They've been naming it, saying they're Fulani militia. We see, the truth is this, right?
But you know, I don't want us to dwell on that. Let's talk about what you had said earlier on when that was yesterday when we did one of the hashtags and he was thanking the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, for stepping up and doing the needful. And it looked like some Nigerians were like, God, what is this? Is the US singing another song? And you said something that they're probably saying what they're saying, but they're still carrying out investigation.
Definitely.
And when the time comes for them to say what they need to say, they will say it. I think that's it now.
True.
That is the US calling a spade, but an investigation must be carried out thoroughly. But what is mind-boggling is the figure. A whooping
I was about going there.
600,000 IDPs.
Let me give you a picture of what he just said. Iceland as a country is 450,000.
Less than this population.
Yes. So you understand what it means. This 600,000 is more than there. I think we have about 10 or more countries that's not up to 600,000 in numbers in Europe. So you understand what it means when he's quoting that number, because for us here, okay, we are looking at we're too plenty now. But for them in other parts of the world, they understand that 15,000 countries like Curacao, countries like Nepal, these are countries that are tiny countries. 500,000 is a lot of numbers. So when they are saying genocide, from where they stand, this is the number they are talking about, because they understand that in other parts of the world, this is an entire race. But here, come on, the Benue people, the Idoma people are more than 4 million. They are more than 10 million, if we even look at the numbers across the world. So you were like, okay, 600,000. But here they understand this figure. So when he quotes this number, for an average Nigerian, like, okay, 600,000. But for them,
no, even for an average.
No, I'm just trying to
mind-boggling.
I'm just trying to place it.
It's not 6, it's not 16, it's not 60.
Good.
It is 600,000 internally displaced in their own state.
So you understand this. I'm talking about countries that have participated in the World Cup.
So I'm thinking now it's time for the government to begin to think of reintegrating these people to the society.
Yeah.
Why not
the first
take care of their welfare?
True. The first question people have been asking that, okay, it's bad enough that these people have been attacked. No problem. Can you at least go resettle them back in their ancestral
land? Why are they still in an IDP
Because
camp?
truth is, these people who attacked them settled in their land. That's where the problem is. So if you are not complicit as a government, someone chased, it's just like you owning a house, landlord, and you come to, you see your tenant outside crying, that someone actually chased him out of the house. The house is rented, the house is rented from you, and then you say, okay, don't worry, just stay near this gate. Don't go inside.
So we need to carry out this
investigation. So that's
we are going to investigate what you just said, because it is still an allegation.
Well, an allegation.
And it's an allegation.
But they being an IDP is not an allegation.
No. This is very real. 600,000 IDPs.
And not just in Benue.
In Benue State. And I'm hoping that the presidency is going to come out with a response soon and to say this is the plan, the blueprint of how we are going to reintegrate these people into society. And you said something, it's not just in Benue, right?
Just in Benue.
And that's what netizens are saying. So let me take you back to X. You see how netizens are responding to hashtag Benue. Let's do it. So Retro Coast says Christians make up 80% of the population. Why are they letting themselves be killed? I'm thinking he's talking about the population in Benue State. And then Gina Barfield goes on to say, my heart goes out to the victims and survivors. No one deserves such pain, and every community deserves safety and justice. Revolutionary Youth says, in other words, there is a Christian genocide in Nigeria. One more response to this, which is along the lines of what Ikechukwu said earlier on about it not being in Benue alone. Let's take a look at it now. It's quite elaborate, and it's kind of, towing a totally different path from this group we are seeing now. Sir Kamik says, as a Nigerian, I have to say this respectfully. Our country has over 200 million people and more than 12 states suffering from severe insecurity. Benue is not the only place facing tragedy. If you go to Borno and Yobe, you'll meet over 1 million people displaced by Boko Haram. Visit Katsina, Zamfara, Sokoto, Niger, or Jos. You will also find massive numbers of victims who have lost their homes, families, and livelihoods. It is unfair to present Nigeria's insecurity as if it comes from only one state or one group. If you truly want to understand what Nigerians are going through, you need to visit the affected Muslim majority states as well. Otherwise, it feels like there is an agenda behind highlighting only one side of the crisis. Do you agree with what he said, totally?
This is what I really disagree with.
Yeah.
I don't like, someone is trying to actually help you fix a problem. This person is actually highlighting that, people are being displaced. Right. Riley Moore, in this case, is not even saying, okay, these Benin people I met here are all Christians. He didn't even use, religious context here. He's just saying people have been displaced. And now you are now talking about people who are suffering.
You refer to them as Christians.
Yes, I know, but you're not talking about your people who are actually displaced, because of course he's actually not right.
We don't know if he's a
from his name, Camille.
Well,
yes, I mean, okay, he's a Muslim at least. We can agree on that.
We don't know that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
But of course, whoever he is, but the thing is, you have a problem, right? And let's say you also have 600,000 persons displaced in Zamfara. Let's say that's.
Let's even talk about Plateau, where you have predominantly Christians who have been victimized, like those in Benue.
He's talking about Muslim communities.
Yeah, but he also mentioned Jos.
Yes,
Plateau.
Yes. I don't even want to talk about that Christian state, so that it doesn't look like we're looking at Christian genocide. I'm looking at the Muslim part, right? Say Zamfara. Let's say in Zamfara we also have a community 600,000 persons internally displaced. Is it a good thing?
It's not.
These are the questions.
Yeah.
So now someone is saying this is happening in here. What you should have said is it's also happening in Zamfara. Come and help us.
Yeah. That's a good way to say it.
That's exactly what you should
That's
say.
a good way to
not
say
make it look like they are trying to actually dent a certain religion
or trying to justify a narrative of a Christian genocide.
This is not the time to play politics with.
What he's saying too is that this also happens in Muslim communities.
True.
And like Ikechukwu is saying, maybe he should have said, come and see what's happening there as well. And let's, provide a holistic approach to this. Now, we'll wrap this up. This is unfolding. This story is unfolding, yeah? As it unwraps, I will keep you posted, or we will keep you posted. One more last hashtag. We need to do it today. We started it yesterday. We need to wrap it up today. And our hearts goes out to the people in Benue, in Plateau, and all over the nation. We do hope this thing about insecurity is totally nipped in the bud, right? So we move on to the next hashtag, which is the last. I got like a couple of minutes to wrap that up. Hashtag Chef Dami. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. So let me just take you straight to X now, where we have a post explaining why we are talking about this. It is the Punch newspaper that broke the news, or one of those publications that broke the news. And it says, from cook-a-thon to certified, Chef Dami graduates from culinary school. The next one. So, Instablog Nigeria has a larger spin to the story, and it says, Ekiti-based Nigerian chef Damilola, popularly known as Chef Dami, has officially graduated from the Hospitality Business School in Lagos, marking a major milestone in her professional culinary career. Chef Dami, who gained public attention following her cook-a-thon attempt in June 2023, completed the Professional Culinary Art Chef Diploma on a full scholarship. So it was on a scholarship. There are more posts, a couple of them now. Let's take a look at the next one. So Kafilat says, I love how Chef Dami has been so focused building her life despite everything that happened. It's so inspiring. Ikechukwu, maybe in a short while, you'll tell the viewer everything that happened that Kafilat is saying here, in case they don't know. One more, let's take a look at it now. So Ubuntu says, interesting name. Ubuntu says, people made fun of this lady back then, but happy for her, she didn't let it deter her, but she remained focused on her goals and knows what she wants. Congrats to Chef Dami as she graduates from Nigeria's top hospitality school and now becomes officially a professional chef. So, netizens are applauding and the accolades are continuing to pouring for Chef. Do you want to revisit her story a little bit?
Well, I mean, when Hidabasi actually did her thing,
in a minute,
you know, she just also came up that she also wants to break the records, and it's actually quite good. I mean, if you can actually do it, who says you shouldn't? But the thing is, a lot of Nigerians weren't having it. I mean, Hidabasi is also a Nigerian, so the whole like I expected her to actually wait a bit for Hidabasi's record to actually, you know, for her to enjoy her time as, you know, a record holder. But then she actually did what she did. You know, it wasn't even given a face, and she faced a lot of backlash.
It was given a face. That's how she became popular.
No, I'm talking about Guinness Book of World Record didn't actually, you know.
Now, you know why? They actually reached out to her, but they said she didn't follow.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, protocol. She didn't even apply before she did what she did.
Yeah,
so she probably needed to learn.
So she faced a lot of bullying. She was attacked and all of that. A lot of persons felt, you know, this is going to be the end. Afterwards,
a lot of people also supported her.
You know, yeah, I know, of course. A lot of persons did support her, and after that time, I saw her twice. You know, she came up, one in a particular church, you know, event. The other time, so she's someone who is not afraid to actually come back to public.
Yeah.
And she just reminds me of, you know, a popular golfer, Tiger Woods, after his, you know, step back, you know, from the world of golf, where he lost everything after his divorce. He came back to become a world beater. I just hope she's going to actually live up her dream, become a world, break that record that she was bullied for. So that would be a very, very remarkable story.
Yeah, remarkable indeed. She did come out at some point not too long ago to say that she actually suffered depression after the cyberbullying and all. But hey, she refused to give up. She said, never say never. Congratulations to Chef Dami. On that note, we wrap it up for today. Thanks to everyone who contributed to making the show a success. But the bigger thanks goes to you guys for watching. If you liked it, keep a date with Ikechukwu and I for another episode of Hashtags right here on VOP TV. Until then, I am Vivian Oguche, and bye for now.
My name is Tao Familoni, and here's to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
My name is Made Kuti, and you're watching VOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People television, where your health has a voice.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector, from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
In a world where power shifts its every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Join Moses, Chukuma and Fina on Voice of the People TM. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.